All right. Hello, my name is Gabriel Drake, and I'm a member of Winchester High School's National Honor Society. We'd like to thank you for your willingness to participate in the interview today. Our plan is to include the full-length interviews in the Winchester High School virtual archive, as well as using short segments from your interview in our Veterans Day Assembly. And since we can't have the actual ceremony this year, we're going to have a virtual Veterans Day Assembly, and the kids can all watch the program from the class. It will also be posted on the school's website and the Facebook, so if you want to watch it. If there are any questions you do not feel comfortable answering, just let me know, and we won't skip those ones. If you don't have any questions for us at this time, I'd like to get started.
I don't think I do.
All right.
Let's wing it.
Can you please tell me your name and your years of service in the military?
Adam Woods, and I was in from 2005 to 2013.
Okay. Which branch did you serve in, and why did you choose that branch?
I was in the United States Marine Corps, and I would say I joined the Marine Corps because I want to be a part of the best. And there was no way that I could. I always did everything in my life kind of, halfway. Never did anything all the way. So whenever I decided to join, I just thought, if I'm going to do this, it's going to be everything. I'm going to be a part of the best.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
What do you remember about boot camp or in your advanced training experience, and what helped you get through the tough time?
I don't remember anything bad from boot camp or any of my training. All I can ever remember is the good times and the funny times. I remember the hardest part about it was the first time away from home. That was rough. But then that's what gets you through it. And just thinking, whenever I get out of here, I'm going to go back home. Even if it's for a short time, I'm still going to go back home. I don't know, boot camp it was a blur, but it was a lot of fun. I do remember that.
Awesome. During your years in the service, are there a couple memorable moments, people, or experiences that you would like to share with us?
I would say going to Iraq. I remember that was a huge eye opener, which that prepared me for Afghanistan. When I think of anyone that I had anything to do with in the Marine Corps, I think of my Chief Warrant Officer Pappas, James Pappas. He was a big guy, but he was a marathon runner, and he ran us all the time. For whatever reason, I don't know. He loved it, we hated it, and I think that he enjoyed that we hated it. And we would run 15 miles, just nonstop. That was first day he showed up. I was just talking about him the other day. First day he showed up, we ran. We got boots and utes on, and he said, let's go, we're going to go for a run. And I think we ran 13 miles that day, the day he checked into our unit with us. The camaraderie, that was a huge thing. One of the guys I went to Iraq with, Steve Sire, we were corporals together in Iraq. He came up and visited me a couple weeks ago, actually. And he came up to visit, but his excuse to come up was he was coming up to buy my son's old bed off of us for his son. But we talk all the time, and every day we still talk. But he only lives like 2.5, 3 hours away. But we see each other once every 4 or 5 years. I think we've seen each other 3 times since we've been out. And we've been on a float trip, and we've been on, we went down there for Mother's Day one year, and he came up here just a few weeks ago. But the camaraderie, that's huge in the military. And I'm sure just about every one of them said that.
Yeah. Do you recall the day that your service ended, and what did you do in the months to follow?
The day, I had both of my brothers come down to North Carolina to help me move home. My older brother and my little brother. And I had been working really hard to get this award called a Navy Marine Corps Accommodation Medal. And I worked and worked and worked for that for 8 years. My goal was to get that. I was a sergeant when I got out. And my goal was to get that as a sergeant. I only knew one other sergeant. His name was Richard Weichman, that had one as a sergeant and below. It's usually a staff NCO to an officer award. I mean, you got to really stand out to get it. So they moved me down, and had my little ceremony, and I left. And I got about 2 hours from base, and we were on our way home. And one of my staff sergeants called, Staff Sergeant Chung. He called me, and he said, "Hey, your Navy comm just came back approved." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Do you want us to mail it to you?" And I said, "You're not mailing me anything because there's no way I'm ever going to get it." He said, "We'll be back." And I remember that day was the day that both my little brother and my older brother were there, and they watched me get that award, and it was awesome. Then we drove home, and I think I took maybe a week off and went and got a job and started working, and I farm now. That's what we do. It's being home and being back with everybody. Everybody always says, "I can't wait to get out of Scott County. I can't wait to get out of Scott County." I said it growing up, from the day I moved here to the day I moved away, and the day I moved away, I couldn't wait to come back. And I'm never going to go anywhere ever again. This is where I'll live my days out, is Scott County. It's an awesome place.
Yeah. How did your service and experiences in the service affect your life or your outlook on life?
I was a know-it-all, didn't care what anybody thought, on my own. You couldn't tell me what to do because I knew more than you did. That really humbled me down, really calmed me down, and really gave me a new outlook on life. I don't know, I think that it really calmed me down, and discipline, that's what I needed, was discipline. I got a lot of discipline, and gave me a good work ethic, which I'm sure that I got from my grandpas and my dad and my parents. But I would say discipline. I think that's the biggest thing I got out of it, and that's what has ultimately helped me succeed so far since I've been out, with staying with something, or if I want something, go get it, not just think something's going to be given to you, or if you don't get it the first try, just give up.
Is there anything else you would like to add that we didn't cover in the interview? Anything you would say to someone aspiring to join the military?
Join the Marine Corps. No, I guess, well, I did, I thought about it on the way in here. One of the things that I do, the biggest things that I remember now that I can think of, was when I was in Afghanistan, my daughter was born. And she is the center of my world. Absolutely. She is wonderful. And I think that's the best thing I got out of the Marine Corps. I'll take her. But other than that, if you're going to join the military, do it, and you have to go into it with an open mind. You have to go into it with an open mind. You cannot go in there thinking that you're going to be better than everybody else, because you're not. Nobody is ever better than anyone. You just have to go into it with an open mind. Have to.
Awesome.
Thank you for your service, and thank you for taking the time out of your day to come and interview with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yep. All right.